Hello, everyone. My name is Orlin, and I'm the community manager for Harbor. Today is Wednesday, the 21st of September, and that's official community meeting. As such, please follow the code of conduct at CNCF, and in practice, just be nice to each other. With that, thank you, everyone. I'm sorry for being a bit late. Technical problems over here. So I'm gonna share the plan and what we have in the agenda for today. Just give me a sec. There you go. I hope you can see that.
Yes, we can.
Nice. I'm gonna paste it in the chat. So please, if you want, add your name and in the attendee list and add your topics for today. I'm a bit rusty. I just came back from vacation, so please give me time and I'll speed up in the next days. So yeah, I can see we have one topic. Do you want to take over and discuss it?
Yeah. So
Do you need the screen or
yeah,
I can share? Yeah, sure thing.
yeah. I want to share my screen.
Sure thing. Here you go.
Okay. Could you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Hello everyone. My name is Chen Yu and I'm from VMware. Today my topic is about proposal for copy over trunk for the Harbor application. In the previous Harbor version, the replication only can support replicate or copy the image blob by whole blob, but it not support copy over trunk when copying the image blobs. But why we need to support this case? Because with the development of edge compute, the image registries such as Harbor be deployed to the edge nodes to achieve the better performance and independency. So for some users, they want to replicate images from one center harbor to edge harbors or from edge harbors to pulling image from the center harbor. But usually the network for edge is restricted and even unstable. The low bandwidth and high latency environment is a big challenge for replication. So that's why we want to support this one for replication. Our goals is to improve the quality of the layer copying for the replication. Meanwhile, we can boost the cost time for replication when some issues occurred, such as network JT and service restart. Next, let's go through the proposal details. We will add option in the replication policy to identify whether need to enable copy over trunk. The default behavior is same as before. That is not copy by trunk, just copy by blob. The per trunk size has a default value, and actually we don't recommend user to configure this value because the value too big or too small is not suitable for the replication. But the user can override it by env if they really want to change it. We will introduce two interfaces for the registry client, pull block trunk and push block trunk. Also, we need to implement the copy by trunk logic for in the replication job. And actually, we define two phases based different scopes to import this feature. The first phase provides the availability and support some basic functions. And for the second phase, we will enhance and bring up breakpoint and resume mechanism by the Redis. Currently, the size of trunk is not exposed for API because we don't want user to change it, and the default trunk size is 10 MB. But user can override it by set the environment variable replication trunk size. Next, let's look the scope of two phases. The scope of phase 1 is just support replication copy by trunk and retry copy by trunk like before. If error happened in the replication, this behavior is similar with the previous implementation. Just if in the before version we replicate the blob, and when error happened, we retry copy this. The phase 2 scope is trunk resuming, closing the job execution policy, and even multiple times execution. For example, job retry. That means if your job is error, and next time you want to trigger it by manually, and in the phase 2, you can resume the breakpoint by the by the previous job execution. To implement this, we need to cache the trunk location and last end range. You can think the last end range is the breakpoint in the Redis. Okay, next let's take a look for these two pictures. These two pictures shows the difference between copy by blob and copy by trunk. First, let's check the first picture. The first picture is copy by blob. That means the currently implementation. If you want to copy one image from source to target, and your image have string blobs, blob 1 to string, and the replication need to pull the whole blob. For example, the replication need to pull the blob 1 and then push the whole blob to the target. And then when it's done, it can pull the next one, blob 2, and the next blob string. But if we use copy by trunk, the difference is we split the blob to different chunks. For example, here I split the blob to string chunks, trunk 1 to string. For the replication, it pull the first trunk, for example, trunk 1, and pull it and push it to the target, and then pull the trunk 2, and then push it to the target, and finally pull the trunk string, and then put it to the target. The blob 2 and the blob string is similar with the blob 1. They all need to split them to multiple chunks and then pull and push them one by one. Here I want to take an extreme example to explain why we use copy by trunk can improve the quality and boost the execution time. For example, if you have if you want to copy 100 MB blob, if you copy by blob, you need to pull the whole 100 data and then push them to the target. For example, if before 99 dates is copied to the target, only 1 MB data remained. But in this time the network broken. So if copy by blob, you need to retry this. You need to pull the whole 100 MB data and then push them. But if we use copy by trunk, we assume the trunk size is 1 MB. So we split the one blob to 100 trunks. And then if we successfully push the 99 trunks and only one trunks failed, we just need to retry to pull and push the last trunks. That's only 1 MB. If 1 MB transfer need about 1 second, we use copy by blob will cost more than 100 seconds. But if we copy by trunk, we just need to 1 second to copy the last trunk. Okay, this is the rationale about this feature. So next, let's go through the implementation. For the UI change, a new checkbox copy by trunk will be added in the replication rule editor page. And the default is not checked. If user want to enable copy by trunk, they need to check this checkbox. And in the tooltip, the content is specify whether to copy the blob by trunk. And transfer by trunk may increase the number of API requests because we split one request to multiple requests. Regarding the DB schema, we need to add a new field copy by trunk in the policy model. And also migration circle is required for upgrade. We need to allot the replication policy table to add one column copy by trunk, and the column type is Boolean. Default is false. For the API change, the change is simple. We just support a new field copy by trunk in the API for host, which means create policy or update policy. If you want to copy by trunk, when you create policy, you can specify this field. And for update, you also need to specify this field. And if you don't specify, that means this value is false. You can leave it empty. The trunk API as described in the OCI distribution spec. This API actually is implemented by distribution. So for hardware, we just need to follow the description of the trunk and implement the caller for them. Okay, let's look the picture to understand the process of the trunk API. Pull blob by trunk is simple and no big difference than pull blob by blob. The API path and method is same with before. The only thing you need to is add the header range. The key is range, and the value is bytes equal start location to end location, for example, from 0 to 1000. Push blob by trunk has a big difference than before. Firstly, you need to post this API to create the temper boundary in the distribution. This step is same with before. And then the distribution will return the location 1 for your next upload. For the trunk upload, you need to use patch method to put your first trunk with this location. And also in the header, you need to specify the content range start and to end. And then when you put this patch this API, you can have a location 2 returned in the response header. And next, you need to use the location 2 as the API path and for upload your next trunk. And then you got the location string. Here, if you have more trunks such as trunk 3, trunk 4, trunk 5, the logic is same as before. You need to use the location returned from last trunk for next trunk upload. Here I assume the trunk string is the last trunk. The last trunk API is different. You need to change the patch method to put. And also you need to add the query parameter digest equal digest. The digest is the blob digest. And then you got the 201 created response. That means your blob pushed successfully. Okay. This is the process of pull blob by trunk and push blob by trunk. But in the previous implementation, all the adapter composite the same underlying registry client interface. We define the common operations to the distribution v2 API, but no trunk API. So we need to extend 2 methods for trunk replication, pull blob trunk and push blob trunk. We need to specify the start and end parameter in the function for building the URL. Okay. Regarding the implementation, the phase 1 implementation is simple. We just need to implement the pull blob trunk and push blob trunk methods and support the retry for copy by trunk as before retry for blob. The retry for trunk adopts the same strategy with blob, default 5 times with backoff, and also can be configured by environment variable. The phase 2 implementation, here I want to point this phase has not been fully discussed and more details need to be padded. The following is just the initialized thought about this part. So feel free to leave your comments if you have any idea. The key point of phase 2 is breakpoint and resume. For the process of trunk API, we need to store the location for next trunk push and the last pushed trunk end range, which means breakpoint. So we need to define common interface for easily integration and adapter in the future. We define the trunk recorder interface, and in this interface we have 5 methods: get upload location, get breakpoint, set upload location, and set breakpoint. And the last one is clear. Clear means clean the cache. Implement the Redis trunk recorder, which cache the location and breakpoint in the Redis, can share with multiple shader or concurrent jobs. These values can still be persisted when the job was error and used for next retry. the data only lost when the Redis data was gone. So we put the data in the Redis, so we need the key and value. Here we have two type data, the location and the breakpoint. The key format of location is fixed value replication and source, destination, blob digest, and UUID. The UUID is the session ID returned by distribution. And the final is the type. It's a fixed value location. The key format of breakpoint is familiar with location, just change the last fixed value type breakpoint. In the normal case, with the same SRC and DST should only have one record for location and breakpoint. But here we inject the UUID as key to handle the special case, which can lead to conflict. There are following situations which can cause multiple locations and breakpoints for the same source and destination by different UUID. For example, if you have one event-based replication, and in this time you push the image concurrently, so that will trigger two replication job in one time. And the next situation is the replication is configured as manually, and the user triggered them by concurrent API call. That will create two jobs concurrently to handle the replication. So to resolve the conflict, we need a resume mechanism. Our resume mechanism is two steps. For example, here we have two breakpoints for one image, UUID1 and UUID2. They have their location and breakpoint. Firstly, we need to filter the data by their image name, source, and the DST. And then we got the four key and values. And then we need to choose the bigger one, because the bigger one means this breakpoint has pushed more content, so that can save the following time for resume. So here we choose the UUID2 because the value is more bigger than UUID1. And then when we choose the bigger one, we need to clean the UUID1 and save the UUID2. The gray color means this key and this key will be cleaned, and the UUID2 will be used and saved. But what happened if multiple jobs resume from the same point, just like this picture shows? For example, I have two jobs, job 1 and job 2, and they resume from the same breakpoint 1. They maybe push the trunk API in the meanwhile. For example, the job 1 push range 100 to 200, and the job 2 also push the range 100 and 200. But the distribution will validate the data size. That means there are only one API can success. If job 2 success, the job 1 will be failed. So finally, only one job can set breakpoint and set location. So here does not have any concurrent issue because only one can success. The success one will handle the set and everyone will be failed. Here we need to notice that the key of breakpoint and location in Redis should have the expel time to avoid dirty data when the job status is abnormal. The default expel time is 2 hours. The worst result is if the job retry after 2 hours, it needs to pull and push from 0. But normally we will try to retry once the job failed. But if you want to cache the location and the breakpoint for a long time, you can just this expel time should also be supported to user configuration. Okay. The last is the phase 1 is planned to delivered in the Harbor 2.6 patch version, maybe 2.6.2 or 2.6.3 and 2.7. The phase 2 dependency on the user feedbacks and effects brought by the phase 1. So currently have no determinate date right now. The last I want to point is currently copy by trunk only enabled for source and the target registry are both Harbor instance. Other adapters such as GitHub registry, Azure registry, and so on are not verified whether support trunk transfer, but from the theory should support if they follow the OCS spec. But from Harbor UI, we do the validation. You can only enable copy by trunk when the source and the target both Harbor. But if user want to really use this for other adapters, they can update the policy by Harbor API because we do not do the limitation in the Harbor API. Okay, that's all about the support trunk, support copy by trunk for application. Any question?
Thank you for that. Anyone? Any questions? Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much again. Anyone else is having any topics, or I want to ask something about KubeCon. KubeCon North America is coming, and I saw the video, so I'm gonna provide some feedback on it. But I think it's great so far. For the maintainers track. As a second thing, I think Vadim requested to have a kiosk for the project, but that he must confirm that. And the other thing, I sent a mail to the maintainers mailing list like 2 days ago, maybe, I don't know. We have an end date until 23rd of September if we want to be featured on the stage on the keynotes, and I really want this time we to be there. We missed the last one, so if anyone thinks that something from the new release, for example 2.6, is the best thing that we should mention there, I can fill in the form. I just need your input on what to put into the form, what kind of information we want to provide for the keynote. If you watched last time, there was like a project updates, and someone from the CNCF goes on stage and reads the updates, and we missed that opportunity to show the CNCF that the community that we have implemented cosign on 2.5. and I think we can use that opportunity now to submit, to mention that 2.5 for cosine, and the new things in 2.6 are that list. It should be short, not very extensive, because we have like 30 seconds per project or something. So if you have any ideas, please shoot them now, or can contact me afterwards and we can discuss it. Geraldine, do you have something in mind? Maybe it's
Oh yeah, you mentioned some I mean keywords in the CNCF.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, I think so we do not have any experience for this, right?
Come again?
I mean, previously we do not have experience for the keynotes update, right?
We do.
Yeah.
Oh, we do.
But
okay.
We do have. Yeah. Previously we just add the release information.
Oh,
like the latest minor release, the major features. Yeah.
Okay. So I
Yep.
think within only I think you just mentioned we can talk a little about the cosine from 2.5 and some new feature from 2.6. I think that is a good idea.
Yeah, we should be there. And for example, why the release is pointing to okay, there's something wrong. Yeah, so I think it should be something of this list over here.
Oh, what kind of list? You mean
I'm
release
sharing,
notes?
yeah, from the release
yeah.
notes,
Yes, right.
something from the exciting new features, something from that section. So
yeah,
we just have to figure out which one we think will be the most eye-catching for the rest of the crowd. That's the reason why I think we should mention the 2.5 release for cosine.
yeah.
Because that's a huge thing.
And for 2.6, maybe I think we have done cache layer feature, which is very useful for the enterprise users to improve the performance. I think that is something.
Yeah, as well as the
CV export. This is also asked by community for quite a while, I think.
Which one was the first one, Jolene? Sorry.
I mean, the first one is cache layer, right? This feature, I think, I think it is very useful for the enterprise users, because that have improved a lot of performance for pulling artifact. And the second one in 2.6 is the CVE export. I think this feature is asked by community for quite a while, right?
That was the CV export for vulnerabilities, right?
Yeah, right.
Hi, Oli, and we add some data for the cache layer, so you can click the link.
This one?
Yeah, the last. Yeah. See the wiki. Yes, you can refer to this wiki page to get some information. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's like the highlights. That's good for highlights, because we need highlights, not something very big, as I said. So that's great. Okay. Do we have the same thing for the CV? No.
We do. I record the Prihana add something into the Google Doc of 2.6. That's shared by you. Yeah.
Yeah, the one that wasn't posted on the release. Okay.
Oh yeah, I think previously we planned to have a blog for 2.6. Ollie, do you remember?
Yeah.
Come again?
So that is.
I didn't catch that. Okay.
I mean, previously we planned to write a blog for 2.6 release, right?
Yep.
So I think the Prahalid who working on the CV export feature has provided some material for this. So maybe you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
reference for that doc to get some information.
Yeah. And also, now I'm back. I saw that that information wasn't posted during the release cycle, so I'm gonna rework it and post it now.
Yeah, thank you. So by
Give
the
it a
way,
bit.
what is the process to submit the keynotes to CNCF?
If you it's no, give me a sec. Yeah.
I think the deadline is almost reached, right? By end of this week.
Yeah, it's 23rd.
Okay.
So that's the mail that everyone should
Yeah.
have. It's to
Yeah, sorry, I did not check this very clearly and did not have time to check this process.
No worries. But it's my thing to do. I'm just asking you for feedback on this one. So practically we have to fill in that form.
Okay.
So what's the name of the project? Describe the project.
Yeah.
6 months, because past 6 months includes practically 2 to 5 release as well.
Yeah, right.
Or
Correct.
like on the edge of 2.5, but I because if you watch the keynotes from the last KubeCon, it was huge amounts of announcements from different projects, and there were like logos on stage and 7,000 people watching live, and all the rest were online. And by chance, if someone missed our project and if they don't know what our project is doing, keynote is the best way to advertise our project.
That's cool.
Yeah, so we should be there for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with you.
So I'll fill in this one based on the info, based on what we just collected. I'm gonna provide links and everything.
Okay, great, thank you. So if anything else need from myself, let us know in the next 1 day.
Yeah, tomorrow and Friday are days off in Bulgaria, but I'll try to make it happen now, not to forget and not to postpone it to the last minute. And then,
so to submit this survey, you have the permission to submit, right?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yeah, and then the other thing is with him, I'm gonna check offline with him about doing the kiosk. Is there anyone from the team planning to go to KubeCon? Like in
We
person?
don't have.
Yeah.
Nobody from Beijing will
Nobody from Beijing.
go.
Yeah, I'm also not going, unfortunately. No budget for me this time.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we'll have Vadim there.
Okay.
He said he's going. Maybe the things for me will change in the last minute. I don't know. But so far, yeah, I have new management on the line, and I'm not sure how that will play out. So, but whatever, we have Vadim there, and if he's doing the kiosk, would be great. Okay, so that's everything from my side for today. Anyone else?
Okay.
Share something?
Yeah, just a notification from my side. 2 weeks later, the China will have the National Day holiday, start from October 1st to October 7th. So that is so we may not be able to join the community meeting in that week.
Tell me again. It's a China.
China National Day holiday.
National Day.
Yeah.
Okay, and which dates?
October 1st to October 7th.
Oh, okay. So you have a full week off, or
yeah, right.
Is it like a festival kind of stuff, or?
It is National Day holiday.
Okay. Okay, great.
So we may not able to join the community meeting in that week.
Sure thing. Do we have a community meeting in that week?
I think we will have, right? 2 weeks later.
Give me a sec. First, so that's the week of 3rd, and that's fine. Yeah, we do. We can cancel that if you want. I'll put like a little vote into the maintainers channel,
Okay.
and we can cancel that, so you don't worry. You're gonna miss something or not.
Sure.
Okay. And I misspelled your name, Charlene. Okay. Cool. Have great holidays if we don't hear each other till then. Okay. Anyone else? Any issues that I can help with? I'm a bit rusty after a month holiday, but yeah, I'll be okay.
Mhm.
I'll stop share. I'll stop recording. I'm sorry.